the name, it actually gave me the name Rise, the song name I Will Rise.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So it was like, I will rise, 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 rise above them, rise above them.
Down to earth, dynamic, and charismatic are a few words he used to describe his personality and musical style.
Yes.
But Rise, who is our star on the Rise guest today, says there's a lot more where that come from.
God design you for wine, or it's like you want me lose my mind.
Hello, Rise. Welcome, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so please introduce yourself to the viewers. Tell them a little bit about you, where you're from, you know, your upbringing and stuff like that.
So my name is Royce, Rolls Royce. A joke, man. My name is Ryz. I'm an upcoming artist. I'm from Seaview Gardens. Born in Seaview, the home of music, and then moved to Clarendon where I did like schooling and so on, and then now I'm back in Portmore. So yeah.
What was growing up like though, especially in Clarendon?
Clarendon, it was a great experience. At the time, my talent that I focused on was really dancing.
Oh.
Yeah, so I used to like during high school, we'd leave school early, sneak out, and then like go to the other school to perform. And it was interesting because I was being paid for it at the time. So it's creating the performance personality from early. My people, like family, they also do music, so we grew up in a musical home, and that also helped. So it was mostly gospel at the time, and I would play like the drums at church and sing on the choir and stuff like that. But eventually things changed, and I'm now doing dancehall music. Big up grandma, same way, you know. All the Dawkins family and so on. Big up everybody in the family.
All right, great. So you were a professional dancer, you'd say, because you were being paid. Was there a particular group that you were part of, or you just did it individually?
It was mostly like, we were professional, so the name of the group was Crazy Kids at the time. We were young, so, you know, we were in school, we did Dancing Dynamites.
Yeah, that's where I know the name from.
Yeah, I was on the cover, I think, for, well, some section in, I can't remember if it's the cover. I think it was the cover. They put us, Denby High School was the school I was performing for. Yeah. So, yeah, at the time though, we had a buzz in the parish going on. It was crazy, crazy, crazy. I remember going even to Veertech and girls screaming, oh my God, Crazy Kids is here. It was amazing, yeah.
That's great. But why you gave up art? You give up all of that? Are you still a dancer slash, you know,
so
artist?
I still have it, you know.
You and that band with you.
Yeah, I do it. It's natural, so it's not something that I force. Music just travels through me, so I can't really help it. But in terms of doing it professionally, I stopped because it wasn't really something that was an easy road. Not to say that I chose to like give up because it's hard, but eventually the passion changed over to me actually singing. So I was like, all right, let's just put the professionalism of that one side and do writing and stuff, and I'm now here. You know?
So your performances on stage is like a Chris Brown package where you dance and you perform and all of that at the same time.
I haven't added that part as yet, because you know dancehall has its way of, how do I say, the music culture in Jamaica has its way of easily putting your music into gimmick. Yes, so if it is that you choose to like venture into something new, people will kind of create different. But it's not that I'm not planning to. How I plan to do it is more of through the arts. So in the sense of doing a music video, I might put hints of it until eventually it goes over into that.
The stage performances, like choreography and everything.
Yeah, so I already wrote songs to get that type of vibe out. So yeah.
Yeah, see, I feel you. All right, so as you mentioned earlier, you were born and raised in a musical family, and you know it influenced your passion to, you know, venture out into a dancehall artist. That's how you dub your genre, right?
Yeah.
How would you say the influence around you helped to mold your career into what it is today?
Okay, so the smoothness of my music is through overall understanding melodies and so on from an early age. Even just the fact that I'm not really like into singing about violence and stuff like that, it's because of the background that I have. So growing up, I've always been a ladies man, so I just stick to what I know. My people have this charm as well. Like I have an uncle, big up Uncle Jeffrey. He's very, how would I say, very charismatic. So the personality comes through what I grew around. You know what I mean? So the influences come from that. Even my father would be a quote unquote gallus, RIP dad. But yeah, so you know, it just come through what I've grew up around.
Yeah. And how do you describe your musical style in terms of the flow and the dynamics that you put forward?
How I describe my music would be, well, it's melody driven. So that's the main thing. I ensure that vocals and melodies are a key aspect of what I do. Also, I try to make it like a crossover in terms of, because I see myself going international instead of just focusing and singing about chopping music. And I try to make sure the music has a story. I really tell stories in my song, and majority of them it's real life. So, you know, so I try to ensure that I tell the stories as they are, ensure that they are worded properly, and melodies carrying the story as well. So it's a good listen at the end of the day.
Melodic message.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Do you have the full support of your family though in venturing off into this particular career? Because it seems pretty young, probably, you know, even though they're from, you know, a musical background, they probably envisioned you doing something like a lawyer, doctor, indenture kind of thing.
Yeah. All right. So they wouldn't mind me doing music.
Yeah.
In terms of full support, I wouldn't say like, because they're Christians.
Yes.
Yeah, so they don't give that effort or energy towards it, because at the end of the day it's not a part of what they believe in 100%. But they do see the talent and they acknowledge it. So that's good enough for me. Because this is my own step in terms of making the difference, because they all do music still. My uncle plays professionally with gospel and so on. So because it's still where I'm going into the dancehall aspect, my music is more raunchy, and they don't really focus on it. But I'd say they still give feedback and say, you know, you're bad, you're singing. Yeah. So.
Okay. How long now have you been doing it professionally?
Around since 2019. Yeah, about that time. I voiced one song around 2019, and I didn't record again until like a year after that. And it was a situation where I was around a studio, so they were saying I'm their artist, and one song for the entire year, and every day I show up. And I was like, yo, this don't make no sense. Let me just cut that focus. And eventually doing it at the moment, it's like I'm doing it kind of independent. So it's still hard, but I'm enjoying the journey doing it independent at the moment. So
which one song was that though?
The name, it actually gave me the name HighRyz, the song name I Will Rise.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So it was like, I will rise, 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 rise above them. Rise above them. It's a very old song, one of my first songs.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And as you touched on the name HighRyz, the spelling itself is unique, and there must be some meaning, you know, behind it. And why that spelling? What's the meaning and the spelling?
So the first thing is getting the name HighRyz was, like I said, from the song, but I didn't want it to be like RISE because that's too expected. You know what I mean? the interesting thing is that people see RYZ and think it's Riz.
Oh.
Yeah, and I don't mind at the end of the day because full of Riz. But otherwise, the spelling and so on is really from my name. So my name is Raheem. A lot of people call you Rai.
Oh.
Yeah, so you can RYZ, and it's easily marketable, the 3 letters. So yeah.
Okay, lovely. Since the journey started in 2019, though, how has it been for you? As an aspiring talent, even though you said independently is better, how has it been for you in terms of getting opportunities, networking, and so forth?
Okay, so I won't say there aren't challenges, because at the end of the day, the challenge is what makes it worth it. You get me? So I've met a lot of people. I can't really say names right now, but
okay.
It has added to where, because there's no real ties, and there are different types of politics in the music. So the fact that I'm independent, I can choose, like, if I want to be here, there, and it really doesn't matter. And the next thing is just enjoying the energies around and understanding music from different perspectives. So, example, Young Ras, me and him do road almost every day. So we make moves towards the music, we do writing for other artists and so on, and yeah, it's been good. Yeah.
Okay, lovely. I like the fact that you don't use the challenges as a setback to deter you, but you say try to use them.
It's just challenges lead to brainstorming another way. You know what I mean? So example, now we have where at first, like I said, I was trying to be an artist for a specific studio. It didn't work out.
Okay.
And now I have a studio. So life leads to betterment. So you just have to find your own way. You know what I mean? It's just a step closer to another step, and it makes you stronger at the end of the day. So, yeah.
2 of your songs, our most recent songs that are, on the airwaves right now are Lose My Mind and Scarecrow. What's the story behind Scarecrow? Because the other day I did an interview with someone who has a song titled, I think it was Top Junker. What's up with these bird names?
Oh yeah, I know that. I know him.
Oh, you're not
yeah.
So what's up with Scarecrow?
No, that's like
Big up to
actually
him.
Yeah.
Remember.
And him have a baby junker,
He's walking around with the
with the baby
like,
junker,
Jesus
bro. What?
Serious.
But yeah, so Scarecrow. So that's actually a production by Bourbon Music, one of my friends as well from Seaview. It's at Deadly Beats where Dexter Laps involved. Yeah, so that's really where it was. So what happened was there was a day I went to the studio. No, this song is it's a violent song. You know what I mean?
You hear that, Grandma?
Yes. So what happened was I went into the studio and I heard this rhythm, and I always try to write songs with different type of metaphors, and I ended up saying like chip got full of corn, so I call it Scarecrow because the corn feel, then put the Scarecrow in it.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so just the sense of that, I was like, yo, and that's the only line I had. I haven't written this song. I just went in front of the mic and we just started from there. We just start recording just one line, and then we just go, and we just have the rest coming after. You know what I mean? So from there, did the music video and got it out. Song tough, man.
So that's how most of your music come about. You're just like,
Not all.
Okay, right. Something.
Yeah. When I'm trying to tell them more, because with gun songs, it's really easy. You just you just tell them about how you're going to do them. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't know
nothing. You're watching enough show, cartoon, everything. So what I do with music that I'm trying to pull a story from, I have to sit and I don't rush it. So sometimes even I'll find a line today and it can take me a week to find the other line, but I'm trying to make sure when the story is told, you get it.
Lovely, lovely. What are your current projects and future projects that you're working on right now?
Okay, so I have one song.
Not the one from 2019.
No.
Okay.
No, I have a song that I just recorded about a week ago.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, about 1 week now. I'm still working on others, but the thing is, I did put a pause in. I do have a lot that's unreleased, by the way. I have Tonight. I have this new one that I'm speaking of now, which is Moment, and I have Rent Free, Like This, all of these new songs, but Rent Free, I can't sing that now, you know what I mean? But yeah, all of these will, how do I say, they're in the pipeline to come, so it's just, I have to work out something with some producers, others I can drop when I want and all of that. So it's really just forget everything together, and then, because I did take a little hiatus in order to get the studio and all of that together, because I'm getting sick of these people trying to, put the thing on the back bench. So we have to take control and move forward, isn't it?
Before we go, do you have anything else you'd love to tell the viewers? Any word of advice and, mantra?
Yes. Youths always believe now in yourself, because it don't really matter what. You're never anything until you say I am. Isn't me? Believe.
All right, so let them know where they can find you on your social media page, and please spell your RYZ one more time.
All right, so my social media, you can find me on all platforms. It's HighRyz. So it's HighRyz. So it's HighRyz. And the Ryz is RYZ. Yeah.